Hey, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to FNL Live, everybody. It's your boy Doc, and got Monique on the other end as well.
Hey, loves. How's everybody doing out there tonight?
All right, everybody. So I think I'm lagging a little bit. Let's see here. Now we're not trying to do no technical difficulties like we did last week. So three times, for the show to get right. But we're going to make sure we get everything on the popping regular tonight, everybody. But welcome back to the show, everybody. Do thank you all for watching and tuning in, as you all always do. Just put some more links out there, everybody, so you all know that we are doing the show tonight. Because like we always say, if you are new to the FNL family, then we welcome you all. But the way the show operates is, I did say once we start doing FNL Live on YouTube that we'll do new content every weekend. And just like the radio show, there are times when if we do the show and we don't do it on the weekend, we'll eventually get to it. So this is one of those cases here. So, if you're new to the whole situation with FNL, that's what we do here. But we will make sure we do a show for you all. So if you're just tuning in, we do thank you all for rocking with us tonight. And for our regular watchers as well, thank you all for watching this as well tonight. Now, let's see here. So as always, we'll have a lot of news for you all tonight, a lot of entertainment news, some real talk news as well, everybody. But first off, hope you all had a safe and happy Halloween. Before we start, people, we have to give our prayers up to the victims in New York City, and then just recently in Sutherland, Texas, where how many was 26 people in the church?
I believe so. I believe it was.
Yeah, so definitely a sad occasion, especially with the holidays coming up, and again, a place of worship that you expect to be in. You don't think you're going to lose your life in church. So, definitely praise and condolences to all of the victims and everyone that was there at the church in Sutherland. It was a Baptist church where a guy went in there and just shot up everything. And that orange Cheeto of a president saying that it's not a gun control issue, it's a mental health issue. No, motherfucker, it's also a gun control issue too, because that means anybody, crazy or not, can just pick up a gun without any type of background checks or any type of just the regular checks that you need to make sure you can control the firearm. They say the guy was hear that train again, people. Is that Amtrak tonight? This let's see. Sorry, y'all. The person living in the city, I suppose, but okay, the train is gone, everybody. So we're gonna talk about your neighborhood in a little bit, Monique. But back to again, the whole situation. Again, it's supposed to be a safe haven place where you go to church, and if it's not that, then it's definitely a sad situation that occurred. And then also New York City around last week as well, where someone in the Home Depot pickup truck ran through a crowd of people. I think they hit a school bus or something too, and some pedestrians, some bicyclists and everything. So
yeah, come to find out, that person was a part of the ISIS group. And my husband and I, we were talking this morning as I was preparing for work, and I was just stating, I guess since number 45 has been in office, we've had more terrorist attacks and these, senseless killings and tragedies. I just don't understand, what's going on, what this world is coming to. We're definitely just living in our last days. Like you said, when you think about church, you think that is the safest place in the world to be in. And something like this happens. But we also remember that situation in South Carolina with the Dylan Roof, when he went into that Bible study that night and killed all those innocent people. Now, I hate to kind of say this, but I was telling my husband, I was asking him, I was like, should I feel bad that I'm kind of glad that this wasn't a black church? You know, this wasn't a black church that this man went into. It is very sad, this tragedy, but I am, you know, I do have just a feeling of relief and a sigh of relief that this wasn't, you know, Graves Missionary Baptist Pentecostal United Holiness church. You know what? You know, people that look like us. Either way, it's sad, but you know.
I mean, I'm happy it wasn't my church either, so you know.
Well,
I'm told you I'm starting to go fund me account for y'all to build my church up so I can be the next Reverend Courtney Macbeth and have me a church right there.
The verdict is still out about you when your license and things and whatnot. But if you say so. But you know, again, at any rate, you know, prayers up, you know, for the victims of Texas and as well as the victims of New York. It's just, like I said, a sad day, sad time. And to me, and I don't know if it seems like this to anybody else, but just to me, it just appears as if there are more of these type of things happening since number 45 has been in office.
Yeah, since that burnt tent ass Cheeto hit the office. So, you know, again, just prayers up to everybody in this whole world in general. Now, as we always do with the weekend review, everybody, so let me just give you all the quick weekend review tip real quick. So I told you all once Halloween came around, I was like, we passing out any candy to any kids. And I heard my doorbell ring.
Oh, you got a doorbell? It must be nice.
So, as she sips her Jamaican Me Happy, or what's that, Peach Calypso tonight?
This is Jamaican Me Happy tonight.
Yes, y'all just need a Seagram's. Just make her her own signature Jamaican Me Happy, because she will drink those religiously. You know, like it's a communion wine and a wafer. So
I'm about to call my husband. He's downstairs watching the game. I'm ready to get my phone to call him and tell me bring me up another one, because I started this one at 8 when I started watching. Well, went to the store, got some moon dust wings and America's Best Wings. I was very disappointed tonight because those shits was salty as a bitch. But anyway, I started to take them back. But I was hungry as a dog. But so about 8 o'clock, I you know, cracked open my Jamaican Me Happy. And then as I was watching Love and Hip Hop, my husband comes into the bedroom. He's like, oh no, I went shopping yesterday, snuck some bags in the house. And there were some things that I wanted, just some different things that I purchased that I wanted him to hang up. And I, you know, got some more things to kind of finish up in my office. But I got some paintings and things like that I wanted him to put up. So he kind of interrupted me in between me drinking my Jamaican Me Happy and watching Love and Hip Hop. So this is kind of what's left over. So I was getting ready to call him and see if he would bring me one.
Okay, so also two people, like I said, the doorbell rang, heard some kids. Now, lucky I didn't have the living room lights on. So I wanted to go to the kitchen though, because I was hungry. So I had to tiptoe, because we got hardwood floor. So I had to tiptoe to make sure I wasn't heard, so that no one would hear me walking past the door to get to the kitchen. I was not trying to answer no kids. I had no candy. I saw the lady across.
Begins. I'm sorry. This is Amber. So the heckling has begun.
So shout out to Amber and everyone was watching. So anyway, so yeah, I didn't give those kids no candy. I ate candy for myself. I had my own trick-or-treating situation. You know, I was gonna be like that restaurant in New York City though that said that you get a trick, or if you're a black child, you only get a no treat or something like that. They were saying out there, you get a treat. There was some restaurant, they put a whole Yelp review about it, and they had to have the whole board of community get them together and stuff like that. It started with an S. It's a cafe in New York City, in Manhattan. I can't think of the name of it, but they had the whole situation about them, so I didn't even pay attention. But anyways, so I didn't pass out no candy. There was no trunk or treats, none of that board stuff. But yeah, had a pretty cool week. Nothing too eventful. And right now I'm sipping on I had a lot of parties. Shout out to my friends that came down to a couple of my friends who graduated from ODU. It was their homecoming. So I hung out with them before now. Here's the thing about ODU. I don't hang out at ODU on Saturday nights and Sundays, only on Fridays for a little teeny bit of a time frame. But on Saturday, I heard y'all got shot up at ODU now. I hope y'all kids are safe. I mean, I didn't see any blood shed on the sidewalks, nothing kind of go that far. But if there's a body hiding out there, I will not pray for y'all because y'all should have known better. I mean, it's been years coming now. Y'all always know every time it's a homecoming situation at ODU, you get shot up, or especially on those numbered streets. So, you know, it's like Newport News, you get shot up on the numbered street. Right. So it's
fuck you, Reggie. What were they shooting for?
You know, they always shoot kids at ODU. You know, the number street people and Park Place and stuff always migrate them ways into the neighborhood or the dorm community, and they shoot the little kids up and stuff. You know.
Did anybody die?
Regular. I didn't stick around to see the news to know if they did or not. So, you know, maybe, I don't know, wasn't likely they did. So anyways, yeah, that's been my week. So shout out to Garland and Brad, hang out with them. So as of right now, I'm sipping on my own little mixture of a drink, people. You know, I prayed over this too. So this is very a holy drink right now. But this is some Everclear, some Pepsi, and a little shot of lemonade. So
the pastor is drinking Everclear. Pepsi mix, really? Okay.
Look, I can take some Everclear shots too, people, and be okay. And that's that strong stuff too, people. That's that strong stuff. That stuff they don't even sell in the ABC store. So, but anyways, how's your week been, Monique? Since you were sneaking baths and houses and stuff.
Well, let's just say here. Okay, well, we did have a good Halloween. I don't know, you know, if you guys follow me on Facebook, I did post some pictures. So my son, have to make a correction. I thought he was a cross between a raccoon and a squirrel, but he was actually Star-Lord. Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't really know how I got that whole thing mixed up there, but we went out trick-or-treating, and I'm gonna tell you, white folks, they love them some motherfucking Halloween. So we went to one house, and they actually had like station set up outside. They were doing a bonfire, and they were roasting marshmallows. And so you go to one station, and they had sticks to pass out to the kids, and then the kids got a marshmallow. They put it under the fire themselves, and then they ate it. Once they ate it, they handed the stick back, and then they went to another section and got their candy. So that was interesting. And then there was another house we went to. Their house was lit up like Christmas time or Christmas Town at Busch Gardens, but it was all a Halloween theme. And then they had a haunted house in their garage. And then another house we went to was really cute. So Amber is from Norfolk originally. She hates to claim this, but she texted me and said, Park Place for life. What you know about the Below and the City Zoo?
Look, did we talk about Below last week or the week before?
Guys. So Amber, you are interrupted by damn story. Then there was another cute little house, and they had like obviously like a 2-story house, and they had these skeletons in the window. But the skeletons, it was like a female skeleton and a male skeleton, and they were dancing, and it gave the illusion that they were dancing all around the house. And so the skeleton, like the male skeleton, was dipping the female skeleton. It was cute. But white folks, you know, we don't do all that. You know, we pass out our M&Ms, you know, our Mr. Goodbye, a few Twix, a few Kit Kats, and then we call it a night. Yeah. But white folks, y'all love y'all some goddamn Halloween. But we put some candy out on the porch because we weren't home. So when we got back, you know, our bowl was empty. But overall, Jaden had a really good Halloween. And then I'm telling you, I had one of the best weekends ever. If you guys again follow me on Facebook, as you guys can see, me and my bestie Amber, we had a best friend winning weekend. So we were out Friday night. I think I texted you, Reggie, and I sent some pictures. I also posted on Facebook. Friday night we were out at a little cafe called Terrence Cafe. Richmond does this thing every first Friday of the month. They have what's called First Fridays, and so all of the local art galleries, museums, boutiques, and things like that, they open up their doors. You can go in, you can look at different pieces, you can buy some art if you want to, you can shop at the boutiques, and so then after that, I missed that part because I was arguing, cussing, and fussing and fighting with Children's Place at that moment in time. But I met Amber and one of her friends out at this little cafe called Terrence Cafe, and lo and behold, we saw Jack K. Harry. You guys know she was Sandra from 227, and she also played Lisa, the mom on Sister Sister, and then Daphne Reed, who is the wife of Tim Reed, and then she was the second Aunt Viv, the light-skinned Aunt Viv on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And so they were really, really cool. They let us take a picture with them, so that was cool. Saturday night, Amber and I we went to the AKA. They had a little soiree here in Richmond, and I believe this is an annual event where basically it's supposed to be like male chefs in the area, and it's a contest, and they do like a sampling and tasting of various foods, and they had like a live band, which is called the Sauce Band. And that band was actually really, really good. And then they also had this local, I assume he's like a dancer instructor, but he teaches a lot of the line dances, Cavale. So he was there. We didn't stay there very long, but later that night, I convinced Amber to let's go to Fridays, the Black Fridays on the Burnham Avenue, which is more so on the east end of town. And they had a DJ and security. So we had a few drinks, chopped it up, had some laughs, had a good old time. And then on Sunday, we had a reservation at the Boathouse, which is a really nice restaurant here in Richmond. They also have like 2-3 other locations. One that just opened up in Hopewell off of the water. The restaurant sits on the water. And so it's cool. We had a little brunch there, did some shopping. But like I said, if any of you guys follow me on Facebook, as you can see, I slayed all motherfucking weekend long pictures, giving you face and giving you outfits and hair and whatnot and hats and things. So I had a best friend winter weekend, just hanging out with my bestie Amber. We hadn't really hung out like that, and for us to be some old bitches, honey, we were able to hang. So and get up the next day and do it all over again. So it was cool. So
Fridays and whatnot.
Excuse me, Reggie.
Especially since you're pop locking and dropping it at the Fridays to some 90s and 2000s cash money and hot boys and
So I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I have 2 left feet. Dancing is not more forte whatsoever. So some songs. Usher's Bad Girl came on. And so, I started feeling myself, and Amber was like, bitch, I'm gonna need you to get on the beat. I'm gonna need you to find the beat.
Look, that's why we had you singing on the show, Money. That's why you are here.
Yes, I had a great time hanging out with my bestie. We had not done it like that in probably maybe a year or so. We could do 1 or 2 things, and then typically we get us a bottle of wine and get some Chinese food, and we at the house for the rest of the weekend. But we had a great time just being out and about. So that was pretty much my weekend. Jaden was out of school today and tomorrow, so he's been at his dad's house. So he shall return home tomorrow. I'll pick him up after I get off work. So I've had a fun, kidless-free weekend.
I see. Now, also shout out to my best friend Keena and Junior in Petersburg and King in Richmond. So I always say I'm going to go to Richmond. I still don't make my way there. But I had a conversation with Junior. He was just like, you know, it's just an hour and some change drive. Why are you being lazy? You're off on weekends. And I'd be like, you know, I keep telling Monique I'm going to be there too, and I really don't show up when I'm supposed to. But, you know, it's about to be deer season. So I might have to go like in a daytime situation. I don't want to get caught by no deer at nighttime. I mean, I hit plenty of animals. I killed some animals in my old car driving down 58 in Suffolk once upon a time. So I want to make sure that I'm not going to kill nobody this time, because there might be a body on the road. So, and those roads be dark. And also, I had a bad experience in the wintertime in Richmond a long time ago. So I don't go to Richmond in the winter. I'll leave that for another show. But just know my car got.
You know, we would love to have you. You know, just keep telling lies about when you're coming. At this point, I've chalked it up that I'll probably have to see you when I come to the 757, because I doubt if you'll ever come here.
Look, I sound like that father that always said they want to come visit their child. I don't.
Deadbeat ass.
I promise I'm not. I promise. But one day you will do a show from Richmond so I can slip on Monique's hardwood floors and stainless steel appliances and get a cash check real quick. So and get a chauffeured around in her nice luxury cars. So, but also, like I said, I hope y'all had a safe Halloween. And apparently, you know, some of our favorite celebrities, or some of y'all favorite celebrities, had a good Halloween as well, people. So Kim Kardashian dressed up as multiple people, like Aaliyah. She was Madonna, and Courtney was Michael Jackson. She dressed up as Selena. I don't know why. And then she dressed up as Cher. But a lot of y'all caught flack for her dressing up as gave her flack for dressing up as Aaliyah. And, you know, she basically sent an apology saying that she wasn't trying to appropriate any cultures or anything like that, and that Aaliyah is one of her favorite artists. And, you know, again,
she said she was just trying to pay a little homage.
Yeah, and, you know, again, y'all out here dressing up as, you know, white people, so I don't know why she couldn't just dress up as Aaliyah real quick for Halloween for one night, everybody. And then Beyonce dressed up as Lil Kim and multiple.
But they still haven't learned their lesson, because I read somewhere where she justified it and stated Mason, which is Courtney's son, they dressed him as Quavo from the Migos.
That part.
So yeah. So again, and you know, I don't know when Halloween got to be like this. You know, what happened to dressing like a clown, or, you know, dressing like Mickey Mouse or
something, a Bugs Bunny, you know, a costume from Party City, you know. But shout out to all your creative minds out there. I saw a lot of creative costumes, but
ready?
Huh?
Did you dress up?
Not this year, but I have my outfit for next year though. I'm doing a Halloween party next year. God willing, I'm going to have a Halloween party next year. You're invited. And
ring the doorbell at your new place.
Now, I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna pass out no candy to any kids. I'm not gonna have no food. Y'all gonna bring your own food and BYOB.
The hell.
Bring your own snacks and BYOB.
The hell, now I thought I drove an hour away. I expect some moon dust wings, some crab legs, some shrimp. Yeah.
Look, stop and get you a 2-piece at Popeyes real quick and call that a night. But and then Beyonce, she dressed up as.
And I also expect to have some motherfuckers Jamaican me happy on deck. Okay. I
mean, Walmart always got them on sale, so you know that's nothing. I can just take a pack from Walmart and walk out the door like I went to self checkout. So I'm not implying people that I'm stealing or anything like that. I don't want y'all to get caught up in these streets. But yeah, Beyonce dressed up as Lil Kim in different variations. And y'all out here saying, well, hey, what does Nicki Minaj feel about that? And I was like, well, damn, do Beyonce, just because they did a song together and did, you know, a concert together, did she got to be on, you know, Nicki Minaj clip just because she dressed up as Lil Kim and gave the whole thing that, you know, this is the pioneer, you know, of hip hop of that era and everything like that. So, you know, I guess, you know, some of the Nicki stands got their feelings, and Lil Kim stands got a little feeling, felt themselves a little bit because, you know, they got some recognition from, you know, Beyonce, I suppose. So from one queen bee to the next queen bee, I guess, you know, everyone got their queen bee on for Halloween. But Beyonce killed it though. She looked good. Now, also, two people. Let me see what else we got up here in the week review. So, daylight saving time, everybody. So, I hope you all set your clocks back. You know, so now it's getting a little dark earlier. So, I'm about to change my work schedule because I don't like leaving work at nighttime. There's a lot of traffic, and y'all can't drive in the dark time. So, daylight saving time, you change your hour back, and it's saving time, people, not savings time. I had to correct some of y'all a little bit. It's daylight saving time. So, hope y'all caught a little lesson there. And then also the iPhone issue, people. So you update your phone. What's funny?
I said, everybody care about that damn shit. What you saving? It's saving time. People not saving. Hope you're doing that little English lesson.
Well, I mean, if you went to Newport News, you know, public school system and Suffolk, you know, the schools where they get you out of school even if it rains, you know, they close school. You know, those systems there. And shout out to Richmond too. I heard that it was school bus got shot up in Richmond.
I didn't hear that.
I did. On WTVR, people, I heard that y'all school bus got. I mean, hopefully the kids are okay. But
I did see that on the news. I didn't hear the whole story, but I kind of saw the headline on the news. I'm not sure exactly what happened. But my kid goes to school in Chesterfield. We live in the county, okay?
Yeah. So, I mean, shout out to all the badass kids. So, the iPhone people, if you updated your iPhone iOS system to 11.1, you notice that if you type I in your iPhone, the letter I or capital I, that you get these crazy characters, an A and the box with the question mark in it and something else. Well, there's a bug issue that's going on with all the iPhones right now, and apparently Apple is not going to fix it yet. So the only way to fix the issue, but it's not even a real fix, but it's if you turn off your predictive text, everybody. So that's what I had to do, but the message or the little crazy characters still come up. So it's not a set in stone fix, but it will eliminate the issue for a little bit. So that's all we can review, everybody. So also some new music Friday, everybody. So you know we've got to keep you up to date with the new music that came out this week. So NERD is back, everybody. Shout out to 757. Pharrell, Chad, Hugo, Shay dropped the new single NERD from the new album that's getting ready to come out called No One Ever Really Dies, which is the acronym or the name of the group, everybody. So they dropped the new single Lemon featuring Rihanna. It's a solo record. One of my favorite songs already, people, and they was at Complex Con this weekend as well, and they previewed the whole album on stage, and they had this crazy stage setup design and everything, people. So definitely it's good to hear NERD back, because like I always tell you, the Neptunes are like my favorite production duo, well, one of my favorite producers of all time, and NERD is one of my favorite groups of all time too. And I remember they used to always come do shows here in the 757 even before, you know, the Neptunes blew up and everything. So shout out to them. Them and his new record with Rihanna. Go make sure you check it out. And speaking of VA as well, people, Chris Brown did release that 45-track album, Heartbreak on the Full Moon. Now I haven't listened to it because 45 songs for one. Then also it's 2.5 hours long. I mean, that's 2 Lifetime movies. So
I heard. Now let me tell you, I did hear that. I did hear that album is like that though.
Yeah.
You know, pretty much all the songs on the album is good. Yeah, I can't imagine 45 songs. If 45 songs on the album, I'm gonna need at least 38 of them to be lit. This is a bit much, but I heard that the album is a banger. I heard it was good. So
yes, I'll listen to the album, because you know he gotta have a lot of energy. That's that crackhead energy to do 45 songs and make a whole album. So you know,
I don't know what kind of shit he was on that day, but it must have been some good shit.
So shout out to Monique's backyard neighbor there, and so you got so his new album is everybody. The physical album came out in stores on Friday, and it came out on Halloween. Now he got a little upset because he said that, you know, he heard the numbers going to come out and that it's going to be a little low in numbers. But Christopher Maurice Brown, you got to remember, you released your album on a Tuesday. Albums come out on Fridays nowadays. So you only got 3 days of tracking, but for 3 days, you sold 68,000 equivalent albums sales. So that's actually good for only 3 days of sales, and to be at number 3 on the Billboard 200 chart this week. So, you know, you got to count that as a blessing, because that's only 3 days of sales. So just imagine once your full week track comes out, and also with the physical album sales, you could make some numbers, sir. So don't get so upset. You know, I know you probably had a little mental moment, but it's only 3 days of sales. So, you know, count that as a blessing, sir. Especially people could have turned on you. So for 45, especially for a 2.5 hour album. So make sure, you know, stay humble, sir. So so that's that right there, everybody. So let me see what else we got going on right now. And speaking of iPhone, my iPhone is messing up a little bit. Hold on now. Apple, I'm not ready to get this new phone yet. Don't try to do this to me. Wendy, did you just call me?
Oh, was that you? I thought I was calling my husband to tell him to bring me a wine cooler.
Oh, goodness. All right.
Sorry, I called the wrong husband.
Let's shout the live radio, everybody. All right, so also do have to give a shout out to I know she got something to say about this, but my former boss, Mr. Sean Combs, Puffy, Diddy, 48 years old now. He made an announcement too that he is changing his name, everybody. So made an Instagram alert or Instagram video rather.
Hey, can you bring me a wine cooler? I'm doing my radio show. Can you bring me a wine cooler upstairs? All right, thanks. Bye.
Yeah, service on servant. So
yeah, I did hear that this nigga is changing his name yet again.
So it's going to be Just Love. It's going to be also being for Black Love. He said that he's not in that space to be Diddy anymore. So that means people going from, you know, Sean John. We went from Puff Daddy, Puffy, P Diddy, Diddy. He went back to Puff Daddy. He was Money Making Mitch at one point. Diddy Dirty Money. Now he's just simply love, everybody. Just spreading that love and excellence. Especially he's 48 years old now. So he hasn't changed any of his social media handles yet. It's all still at Diddy. But I'm pretty sure we'll get a at love or something real soon. So, you know.
When he was working for him, did he exhibit this bipolar behavior?
Look, he's a man of many characters. And, you know, look, I still technically get bad boy emails. So make sure that Cassie's new single, Lose a Lover, is out in stores right now or out on iTunes and your streaming services as well, people. So doing my bad boy pitch right now. Also, French Montana's album, Jungle Rules, out, people. So make sure you stream and buy French Montana's album as well, everybody. Still got represent for bad boy. But huh?
You used to promote French Montana. Well, French Montana wasn't out when you were working for him, was he?
No, but you know, like I said, I still get, you know, still help out. So I still get those emails. Shout out to Sean Perez and everybody at Bad Boy. So I still help out in the promo department. And it's shout out to Day 26 as well. They're not a Bad Boy anymore, but they did have a listening party in New York City. Now y'all know they friends here at FNL Radio, so they did have a listening party on NYC for their new album that they're going to drop as well, people, and they're doing some shows as well. So, you know,
to try to get them back on and do a little interview with them again. That was a fun interview that we did back in the day, as you would say.
Yeah. So so you know, let's get that David Dwayne. Let's, you know, get that set up here. Now also two people. So Selena got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Everybody, now y'all know I'm still. A lot of us still want to put those hands. Start trying to put hands on that damn Yolanda Saldivar because she ain't shit. But Selena, you know, who passed away was almost 20 years ago now. Well, a little over 20 years. 21.
Is she still in jail?
Yeah, she's still in jail, and she ain't died yet, but she's still in there. But Selena got the star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and her family were there. You know, the people that we seen. I wonder if what's her husband named Chris? I wonder if he was there too. I heard they had some issues with him.
Selena was married?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought she was a teenager when she died.
Oh, she was like 20,
God, that movie was too damn long. I couldn't follow. I thought she was like 16 to 17 when she died.
She was older than that. She was like 22, 23. And there was speculation that she was pregnant when she got killed as well. But, you know, again, that's why you can't trust people all the time.
So in the movie, did they show this marriage? I don't remember that.
Yeah. They
show her actually getting married in the movie.
Well, she eloped. She went to the Justice of the Peace. So
and they showed that in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that movie was too fucking long for me.
But the singer-songwriter broke barriers for women in Latin music. She opened the floodgates for a new generation of contemporary artists of Latin descent who were going to enjoy huge popularity with mainstream American audiences. She was born in Texas in 1971 and died in 1995 at 23 after being shot. Now, they put a business colleague. She was no business colleague. She was a stan that went overboard and got extra jealous, shot Selena in the back of the head at the Days Inn when she went to go meet her because, like I always tell y'all people, Selena, they didn't show this in the movie, but Selena went to go see Yolanda because Yolanda was stealing money from the fan club.
Yes, was she part of the fan? So Yolanda was supposed to be the president of the fan club, right?
Yeah. So Selena was like, what the fuck you doing with the money? The big girl, like, you taking the money from the fan club now? And Yolanda got her feelings and shot her in the back of the head, and Selena had to
what artists get that involved of the fan club?
See, this is back in the 90s, so you remember there were fan mail, you know, fan clubs and shit like that. You know, it's not like that now.
I mean, you take a few $100s from the fan club, what they got to do with the artists? And I mean, I'm not saying Selena brought this on herself, but what I'm saying is I don't understand why. I mean, what possessed her to go be with the fan club because Miss Yolanda sold $50 and
stuff. So
Beyonce meeting with the Beehive or Rihanna meeting with the Navy?
Okay. Look, now they're a little too excessive too, so I see why, you know, they keep their distance for some people. But Selena, the ceremony that happened on Friday took place in front of 4,500 fans.
I mean, and that's no disrespect because the woman is there, but I'm just asking.
Yeah, you know, just for clarification, because.
And at the Days Inn, why she couldn't go meet with her at the Starbucks?
See, now that's why that's a little tricky too, people.
But it would have been people down to the dentist or the
yeah, in front of people in a large area, like, you know, you met her at the Days Inn Motel. You know, Days Inn. This was when Days Inn in the 90s. Days Inn didn't have the enclosed hotels. They had them outside, hotels, like around the balcony type of shit.
Like the Quinta Inn.
Yeah. So
and
you know,
what red? What is it? Red Room. Yeah. What is going on? And how did and these might? I mean, the motel, hotel, Holiday Inn. So I know about. That was before I got married, y'all. No, just
shit. So pretty much, you know, again, people, this is a thing that I always live by. I don't meet people in dark places. I don't meet people at hotels and motels that look suspicious as hell. If it's not a 4-star hotel with an indoor and a big ass meeting area in the front lobby.
A conference room.
A conference room, a big ass lobby with a bar or something. But I mean, at the Days Inn, now Selena, I know it's in Texas, wherever you're from and stuff like that, and you thought it was all cool and copacetic, but at the same damn time, this was a little midget ass Mexican who like she ain't had no business running this fan club to begin with, and you know she's stealing money. And she was stealing money. She was staying at the Days Inn and having a meeting at the Days Inn that you had to. And she watched you drag your bloody body to the front lobby at the Days Inn. Now, this is where, you know, Days Inn got that enclosed little area with the continental breakfast area with the 2 orange juice machines and the cereal bar. And then she had to drag her body. I'm not laughing at that.
You're bad. Okay, I got some questions because, again, I don't remember none of this shit on the movie. Wait a minute. Was Yolanda living in the Days Inn? Wait a minute. What?
Look, it's to be determined. They didn't show that part in the movie, but I'm waiting for like an ID channel is special or something still to this day.
What was that Hollywood did?
Who was it?
What was the child's name? That was her
Parker.
the boy.
Yeah, Paula and Forrest. And their little kids.
Ever get mad? She said we gotta calm down on Selena.
No, but I love Selena.
Questions. Amber, bitch. These are just questions.
You know, this is what we do on FNL, people. Like, we ask the question that y'all be thinking, but y'all don't really ask it out. So we just you know, we need some clarification on a lot of things. Y'all know me, I'm always asking questions here on the show, and they be inappropriate as fuck. But I just want to know, just, you know, hey, what happened? So, you know, and Monique didn't see the movie, and they didn't put some of that parts in the movie, but it made me question too, was Yolanda really living at the hotel? Why would they meet at a Days Inn of all places? I mean, they could have met at a truck stop, in the front of the lobby at the Days Inn. I mean.
And you said that Miss Yolanda, she drugged the lady body to the lobby?
No, she watched Selena as she, you know, was trying to make her way to the lobby, bloody and all, dying. And she was like dragging herself to the front lobby at the hotel the Days Inn. So sad. Y'all in prison. Y'all in prison and kill Selena. I mean, not Selena. Y'all didn't kill Yolanda yet. In prison, y'all didn't try to poison her or nothing for killing Selena's.
Well, I'm pretty sure they probably got her in a special cell.
Well, y'all need to cell block her way out that life real quick, because she killed Selena's, everybody.
No, typically when they people like that, they put them like in a special cell or isolate them from the regular population to keep people from the other inmates from doing something to them.
Well, she should have did something to her. Reminded me of when they put Cyrus in that special cell in Scandal, and then they tried to take him out into the trick him out and put him in the yard with the other people, and they beat him the fuck up. Anyways, people, so enough about that, because we are going off topic now. So
this side day, Miss Yolanda.
Yeah, that's gonna be another show for another episode. So also what happened last week too, people. So y'all saw it real quick. Wendy Williams fainted on the Wendy Williams show live on TV, everybody. That's why I'm afraid of. Now we're doing this live, everybody, but anything could happen here on live radio. You know, Monique could pop out and do a Yolanda Saldivar on me too, because she think I'm stealing money from her. So
well, that ain't what I think. That's what I motherfucking know. Okay.
And y'all hear it here first. So, so you know, she passed out. She fainted. She said she overheated. It was on the Halloween episode on last Tuesday, and you know what? It got me thinking too, because you know, people were saying that, oh, maybe she was doing a stunt. Then you all know that she's diagnosed with Graves' disease and thyroid disease as well, and you know, she just said she basically just overheated. She ran all her tests, and she's a woman of a particular age, and she's going through the change right now. And she just got overheated and dehydrated, and she was blowing electrolytes and everything. But that got me thinking too, because when I was here on FNL a few years ago, I don't think we did the YouTube. I don't think we did a YouTube video, but I actually did we did a show, and me and my friend Kevin was hosting at the time. And I remember when I got dehydrated and got sick, and I didn't know I was sick. But this one, I think I was like fluttering some words around and stuff like that. And you could hear, you could tell that wasn't a stunt that Wendy did, because she couldn't mix the words right, you know. So definitely was something serious, but it was scary for everybody, and especially when they had to cut to the commercials real quick and everything like that. So, but she got back up like a trooper, and she finished out the show. But at the same time,
I got some questions.
Huh?
I got some questions.
What's these questions?
Okay, well, first of all, if she got hot and overheated, why the bitch come back on in the same costume? What is going on? And ain't her husband the executive producer of the show? What kind of husband she got that allowed her to get back on the show? I mean, had that been my husband, he would have shut it down.
Well, you know, he's probably busy with the masseuse for you know, these past 10 years. So maybe she was backstage or something too. I don't know, but
I couldn't understand that. Like, I'm passing out, falling, hitting the floor, hitting my head, giving myself concussions and whatnot. My husband would have been like, "Oh no, you can't go back on TV. We got to get you to the doctor."
Yes. So I mean, you know, again, she got back up and she said she just basically overheated, but. You know,
a lot of people were speculating that she possibly had like a TIA which is a mini stroke. I'm not sure if that's what happened. I'm no doctor, honey. I'm just a medical social worker. I work around a whole lot of doctors and nurses. But again, you know, I don't know what she had, what she did not have, but I know it was not normal for her to get right back up on that TV in that fucking costume. And then my other question was, Wendy, you are a woman of a certain age, bitch. Why did you have on all that get up on in the goddamn? Why that shit out anyway? All that headdress and that thick ass costume. What happened to, you know, dressing like Raggedy Ann, or, you know, with some, you know, not as many layers and clothing. I mean, why did you have that shit on?
Look, and this the things that we do for you all people with entertainment. So, you know, Monique, one day when we do a Halloween show up here or something, look, I'm gonna be up here dressed like Santa Claus for Christmas. So I'm just saying. So we
I'm a certain age myself, and I truly believe I'm premenopausal myself. So I'm damn sure I ain't getting up in no hot ass costume. I'm gonna tell you that shit now. I get hot going from my office to my bedroom, so I know everybody getting on the goddamn costume. I'm hot now. I got a blanket over me, and I take it off, and then I'm cold as a bitch. Then I put the blanket on, then I get hot as hell and start sweating. That's why you guys keep seeing me 1 minute I'm like this, and the next minute I'm like this.
It's those side effects from that Jamaican Me Happy to me, those bottles, you know. So
why the fuck would you wear that shit in the first goddamn place, Wendy?
Goodness, but she's doing good. She's doing good now. Also, someone that we gotta do a wellness check on is that damn Chrisette Michele. So Chrisette Michele, we didn't talk about her last week. We meant to. But, you know, it was enough crazy last week with dealing with Tyrese. We were going to talk about it a little bit as well. But Chrisette Michele, she basically did a series of Instagram posts basically saying that she suffered a miscarriage, which I was wondering if it's one that guy she's engaged to. And when they're supposed to be married, and this is the same guy, she had a fight with the manager, and then they sued each other, and now they got back together.
Each other for years, back and forth in court. And then she turned around and got engaged to him.
Crazy.
But, I'm not sure if we need to add her in our wellness check Wednesdays. Those are the days that I'll be checking on you, Reggie. Not weekly.
That's a good one, though. WCW instead of Women's Crush Wednesday, Wellness Check Wednesday. That's a good one. You gotta point that, Monique. Get your check.
No. Why do I want to be getting from you? No. Oh, yeah, so she just kind of put out a series of things. She stated, and again, we meant to talk about this last week, but we did not get into the story. But she stated that she was dropped from her record label, Capitol Records. Then she stated that she had some suicidal thoughts and ideations, and then she talked about basically having something come out of her, and come to find out she had a miscarriage. But here's the thing. You know, girl, we told you don't go up there and do that fucking inauguration. Do not sing. Keep your mouth shut. But she went ahead and went anyway. She claimed she was getting a lot of money. Well, she didn't do it for the money. She claimed that basically, she thought that this would
spark conversations and some other
and bridge the gap and bridge the people together. And maybe we can start getting or feeling a level of trust for number 45. None of that bullshit happened. As you can see, these attacks continue to happen. His ass, our auntie, Miss Waters, she told us December is the month that he probably is gonna get impeached. Mm-hmm. So, you know, all of those things. But apparently, Miss Chrisette, she went on to post some pictures on Instagram of a fetus in this whole miscarriage. Now, girl, you know the fuck better. Then again, you don't, because I knew when you got on that goddamn R&B Divas, I knew it was gonna be some shit with you. She has a mental illness, and she has kind of low key admitted to that. if you will. But apparently, like I said, she posted these pictures of this bloody ass fetus that she claimed that was her having a miscarriage, and come to find out it was not hers. And I don't know if that was Gabrielle Union's fetus. She just had shit. I don't know if that belonged to Gabrielle Union. But what they're saying is apparently there was some blog or whatever. Basically, there's some blog or some organization that I guess deals with or that works, you know, with women that have miscarriages and things like that. They don't know what to do. They're in the middle of distress. And so, you know, pretty much, you know, some girl blogged about her miscarriage, and those were actually her pictures. She went onto this blog, this organization, and found these pictures and posted it as if it was her own. So, yeah. You know, she's just not stable. Chrisette Michele ain't been well since after a couple of forevers. Yeah. She has not been well since then. After that whole single was released, it was all fucked up for her.
Yes. I mean, even if you look at, you know, Hollywood R&B divas, when she was at the R&B divas LA, she wasn't quite right all the time, and then the way she
wasn't right any other time on that show.
No, and you heard how she was talking shit to her brother, and her brother was dealing with mental illness as well. It's like, girl, you're going through the same shit yourself, and you out here being just as crazy, but you being all mean to your brother and stuff like that. You know, you got this whole rich hipster stuff coming out, but then you ain't quite right in your head. I mean, and then she was on the Breakfast Club, and I didn't even care to watch the Breakfast Club interview because she went back up there. Remember, she was up there before, and Charlamagne, you know, toured before. I didn't watch it this time to see what she was.
I watched like the first 5 minutes of it, and he went straight into why you posting fucking pictures that weren't yours. And you know, basically, she stated that she wanted to shed some light on what happens when you have a miscarriage. You know, gotta. She wanted to help people who have been going through it. She stated, and I forgot what the disease is. I've heard of it before, but whatever she had is going to pretty much kind of cause her pretty much not to be able to carry a baby long term. Now, what she was stating was the stress of the backlash that she got from singing at that inauguration pretty much kind of heightened her stress level, which then you guys know anytime that you are, you know, expecting and you have a lot of stress, you know, and things like that, you know, it makes your chances, it definitely increases your chances to have a miscarriage. And she kind of says that that's what happened. Nobody even knew that she was pregnant.
Yeah, like, girl, you can't be that stressed out. That's been since January. That's almost a whole year ago. You can't be that stressed out a whole year later. Like, come on, you did your dirt. You did what you weren't supposed to do. But you got stuff with consequences. Because, look, we're going to talk about someone else who supported Trump, and he's going through some shit himself. Yeah,
and she also, not to cut you off, and she also stated pretty much like this whole record label drop thing. She stated that she pretty much produce, you know, a whole album. She gave them a whole album. She gave them what she asked for, and as soon as the project was completed, they let her know that they were dropping her. Now, and she did say on the Breakfast Club that basically this whole miscarriage situation, her next album was going to be about. It was going to be about the pain and the struggles, you know, and the heartache, which means that it's not going to be a good album. And I honestly think that's another reason why she was dropped from Capitol. You know, while it had probably 50% to do with the whole inauguration situation, I think the other 50% had to do with the fact that she just has not made a great album since pretty much her sophomore album.
Yeah, I see. Thank you, Money. I always say that her sophomore album, Epiphany, was a great album. Even now, her first album, when it first came out, I remember I was doing interning for Def Jam at the time, and her first album was, you know, I thought she was older. It was old as hell, and I thought she was older than what she was. She was only like 20 something, like 22 or something, or 21 years old when that first album came out. I thought she was like 30 or 40.
Let's rock.
Yes, but when she did this Epiphany album,
Yes, I mean, I still play that. It's in rotation. That first album and Epiphany. I mean, in rotation right now on my MP3 player all day, every day. So yeah, I think 50% of that was you just, you pretty much have not had a good album since your sophomore album. I don't think that it was a good idea for her to be on R&B Divas as well. While I think that kind of tore her career down. Not as bad as the whole Inauguration, but I don't think that was a good look for her either, considering all the shit that came, just her demeanor, her behavior. So again, girl, I think you need to take a lot of time off, get yourself together. And again, we've talked about her, this whole situation with this fiance. You sued this man. I think they were back in court for like years. I want to say like 7 years, suing each other back and forth. And then as soon as the court case is over, which you announce that you're engaged to this man. So again, she's I don't know if I'm gonna put on wellness check Wednesdays.
No, she's a special case that just need to. Now, if she wasn't so fucked up to her brother, I maybe would put on the shutdown prayer list. But messed up to her brother, it's like
you wrong, bitch.
Yeah, so I mean, you wouldn't get no sympathy from me. Now, someone else who he need a whole wellness check, he need a whole 5150 hold and everything, because is a little too. There now. We talk about mental health on this show too, people, because it's a very real thing. So, we're not making light of it, we're not joking about it, but if you don't want to accept the help and you don't want to admit that you do have a problem, then we just got to, talk about you a little bit, just to, at least not some sense into you, but we still got questions and we need answers too. So Tyrese, we've been talking about Tyrese more on this show for the past few weeks than we've ever talked about him on this show.
I'm sick of your black ass.
Yeah, so each time we always say we done talking about Tyrese, we always do some other fuck shit, and then we got to talk about it for you all because we got questions, concerns as well. So Tyrese, first I'll start this week, people. So it was on Wednesday. He released this video on Instagram. He's boohoo sobbing, crying, and stuff like that. Black as hell, doing the ugly cry face and everything. So these were legit tears. These weren't tears when he had to suck a dick for a roll, but these were like some real tears that he had from his face. So on Instagram, he basically was saying that he's broke, he don't have no money, that he's tired, that he just wanted
$1 million these billionaire friends, and he doesn't understand how come he's always come to their aid and their rescue when they know where to be found when he's going through this. He's stating pretty much, what you want, what else, Norma? What else do you want from me, Norma?
Yeah, don't take my baby. Don't take my baby. I'm like, sir. Now, and then it goes back to this even earlier in that day. So he wrote this Instagram post. He put a picture of him with his sprayed on hairline and a picture next to Lee Daniels and saying, Father God, now this is where this is where crazy comes into play, people. Now, this is where you got to take your mental notes and try to figure out what the hell he's trying to come up with. But he said, Father God, I see you and I finally get it. Life is confusing at times when you're moving along and your quote-unquote role and quote-unquote purpose isn't revealed to you. Proudly, I'm a Capricorn born December 30th, 1978. Dr. King was taken away from us April 4th, 1968. When I found out Dr. King walked the streets of Watts during the Watts riots, it changed my life forever. Now, nigga, you weren't even fucking born when Dr. King was born. Relax. What the fuck are you talking about? Then he says that the King family is random, but I just want to thank you for love and thank you for your sacrifice and thank you for what your mother and father selflessly did for us all. So Studios Hollywood coming soon. I repeat, coming soon. Okay, take care, guys. God bless you. P.S. Lee Daniels, dude, you're a fellow Capricorn. Please listen to me. Don't you ever wear your facial hairs like that ever again, okay? I was never mad at The Rock. I just mad that he was pitched an idea privately and said yes to it without thinking of what I'm dealing with personally. I'm almost broke, paying legal fees, and it's doing what we committed to do for the Fast fans and Fast family, because the Fast is tradition. It's not just another movie. Fast was created to counter images of racism, to counter what we are not one race. So The Rock, how does it feel, bro, going home to your daughter every night? It was 60 days before I seen my baby. Well, I see why it's been 60 days since you seen your child, sir, because you're out here acting a crazy ass mess. Now you're mad at another man for taking a break.
And so at what point did someone call so the police could come back and paddy wag it and pick his ass? You know, you real crazy when they come with the paddy wagon.
Yeah, put him on a stretcher or something, knock his arms down, put him in the coat where he can hug himself all day and make his, let some padded walls to bounce around and, get his thoughts together and take some time for himself because, then he wrote putting out a picture of him in The Rock and Vin Diesel saying, "Hello world, hello loyal fans and loved ones from our Fast universe. I'm sorry to announce that if Dwayne is in Fast 9, there will be no more Roman Pierce. You mess with family and my daughter's survival, I mess with yours. Close your eyes, dude, you're a clown. Candy ass bitch made all my real ones, men on integrity, my real ones out here stand up, folks that, anywho."
Well, my question is this, Ned. You hollering about you broke. Now, you stated if there's a Fast and Furious 9, you out. But who is that hurting? The Rock or you? You the one ain't gonna get the check. You ain't the one ain't gonna get the bag, bitch.
Exactly. Dumb as hell. And then, I don't feel sorry for him because we tell y'all about this all the time on the show when we mention his finances. Because remember, this is the same nigga who tried to do some fuck shit with Ludacris in these fast ass movies.
Yeah, Paul Walker was the reason why they couldn't pay their bills. The dead man. That's who y'all blaming. So yeah, just some fucking bullshit.
Yes, and we tell y'all too, he got this expensive ass house in LA with the Benihana's and the Starbucks, and you don't got the money because you got to pay for legal fees.
Well, and my other question to you, sir, is now these 14, 16 beatings that you gave Lil Shayla, what about that made you think that you was gonna get away with that? I mean, you didn't think that she was gonna go home and tell her mama did you whip her ass that many times, and you didn't think that her mother was gonna go call the authorities on your ass?
Exactly. Like, I'm convinced that he actually did it. So he did another video where he said that he's not in the middle of a mental break. Remember, he went to the hospital for chest pains and he had bad anxiety, blah, blah, blah. But they should have kept him in the hospital for a psych hold. He said that he told TMZ that he is no different than any everyday Joe in Chicago who is fighting for a shot. Now he had to bring Chicago in it. Chi-Town always going through enough with Chirac and whatnot and NAMAC and everything. But you gonna bring Chicago in the midst.
Brian Henry out here talking about the show his that has exposed his cootery.
Yes. Now
you expose your fucking cootery.
Exactly. You fucking Rachel. I mean, you know what, and Kit and everything, Kat and everybody. So I mean, anywho, we're gonna talk about that on another show, everybody. But
Carmelo Anthony, sad piece, you fucking her. Who's the coon? Who is
exactly?
It wasn't too hard to expose it was now, Mr. Henry.
No, Ryan with the good hair. You know what you're doing. So then he says that he denies physically abusing his 10-year-old daughter Shayla and strongly believes Norma is motivated by spite and is making up claims to drive a wedge between the father and daughter. He also said he's going broke, defending himself in court, paying huge legal bills. He said that's why he's so angry at The Rock, who's doing the spinoff of Fast and Furious, which I don't understand why you're mad at that. So you go out there, suck you another dick, and get you another role from John Singleton. Plain and simple. Do a stage play or something. Be on a Willard Hall play or something. Do something with your because you ain't making the money from music. You fucked that up. You could have been on tour making money, but you fucked the relationship with Tank and Genuine.
I was about to say, look at TGT. You was the fucking reason why their ass is in the situation they in. Ain't no more TGT. So it is you, sir. You are the problem and no one else. And then my other thing is, like I said, I don't understand. They told your ass that you can't have no direct or indirect contact with this child, and you chose to go to that child's school, fly fucking blippies over the fucking child's school, sending motherfucking edible arrangements and whatnot.
Yes.
Sending a dozen roses to the office to give her just a whole bunch of foolishness. They told you don't have no direct or indirect contact with the girl, but yet your ass is still doing shit that you won't have no business doing.
Exactly. So then he two people that helped him out and I guess they're good for the community, I guess, because they're out here helping people with mental problems. They help August Alsina, especially when August didn't have a relationship with his mother. So Jada Pinkett Smith stepped into the role as his mother and adopted him because we saw him all in the family pictures and stuff with Jada and Willow. Like he was part of the whole family reunion clique and everything. So Jada and Will Smith has helped him pay his legal fees. So apparently they gave him $5 million. And also they say that sometimes you just need one phone call. Tyrese also says, just know that God is the greatest. They just want They just don't want any love. They told me go easy. Just know that it's just good to know there's still some really nice, sincere people out here. Jada Pinkett Smith and my hero Will Smith. Now they say apparently his wife is in the midst too. So you remember his new wife, Tyrese's new wife. So they say my wife kept the news away from me because I've been on with lawyers all day. But our family and our sister Jada Pinkett Smith and my brother Will Smith just sent us $5 million to keep us afloat. You guys asked me to get off and stay off the internet now that my daughter's legal fees will be paid. So I don't think it's been back on the internet since then. But if they had to pay your ass to get off the internet, that means you got a sincere problem. Now, Will, you should have had his ass checked into a psych ward or something under those conditions. Like, this ain't some healthy shit that Tyrese is going through right now. This nigga need to go back in the back of a bus with a piercing in the bottom of his lip, drinking a Coca-Cola and singing and dancing in the rain like he did in SWV Rain video. Like,
yeah, I understand. That's the Tyrese that we want back, because this Tyrese here, nigga, we ready to get you to the other side, and we'll take a deal on our side.
Yes, exactly. Where's the sweet lady Tyrese, the lately Tyrese? Like, this new fuck shit, like, we thought you were cool. Like, the Tyrese that used to host MTV Jams and the Beach House and stuff on MTV back in the day. Like, now you end this whole fuck shit over a damn movie role, losing your daughter, so that means you probably beat her ass if you boohooing and crying this much. And you got losing money from all these lawyer fees and stuff like that. But when you got a whole Benihana's and the Starbucks in your yard that you could be making off doing parties and stuff, like, come on, son. Like, you don't get no much sympathy than that. Like, you don't really get any from me. Will and Jada
They also don't get down from me, goddammit. You need to go somewhere and sit the fuck all the way down.
All the way. Like, there's not even no point of return. Just, you know, the next thing I want to hear from Tyrese is that he's been a psych ward admitted, and that under court orders, he's getting his psych checked. He's taking his meds, a whole nasty, like Moniker say, a whole nasty cocktail of everything needed under the sun to get his life under control.
He probably needs some antidepressants, some mood stabilizers, some anti-anxiety. Child, you need a whole motherfucking medicine cabinet full of shit to help you get your shit together. And your wife, she need to get your ass too.
Yeah, because she ain't no better too. I mean, we don't know much about her. Remember, they just seemed like they got married out of the blue, so we don't know much about her whole character.
You know, Norma also tried to tell us that this nigga had mental illness, had a mental illness, and he just chose to ignore it. He did not want to take his medication. He refused to go to the doctor like he was supposed to. She said it herself. Yeah. So, again.
I mean, look, Chris Brown is doing better now. So take some advice from Chris Brown. You know, he seems to have been taking his meds for the past few months now. We haven't had no trouble and no problems from Chris Brown out of the past 5 months. So, take that same lesson, Tyrese. But, Mr. Gibson, your dark ass can't, you can't afford to be out here acting the damn fool because you're losing. I'm really sure they're going to fire you from the Fast movies. Now, they're not trying to do it right now because you're under some distress right now. But I'm pretty sure once you get your life in order, they're going to fire you from the movie. You just be out of a damn paycheck that you can't provide for your daughter and can't, have your whole Benihana's and your Starbucks in your backyard. So another story, people that will follow up on to let you all know what's going on with this damn nigga. But anywho, moving on to another person now. So Tamar and Vince. So they've been talking about their divorce for the past few weeks now.
Y'all motherfucking asses here.
Yeah, so again, the new season of Tamar and Vince premieres this Thursday night on WeTV at 9 p.m. So again, we're wondering if it's part of the whole promotional blitz for the show, because I mean, we know how Tamar and Vince is, in Braxton Family Values, even with the show, we know the whole storyline is always them fighting with the sisters, the sisters fighting against each other over something that Tamar did 5-10 years ago. Tamar and Vince, the things happen where she wanted to do something with her career and then she can't do it, but they're taking that to extra height right now with this whole divorce situation. Now, Mama Evelyn, mamas don't lie. Mamas will, they tell the truth and they tell too much information sometimes. So Evelyn was in the airport, and she was at LAX, and she basically said that she don't trust Vince around Tamar. She said that she loved Vin, because remember, she only call him Vin. She don't call it saying Vince. She don't put the CE up there. She always call him Vin. She said, I love Vin. Yes. But for God's sake, I don't want him around my daughter. She was like, Basically, she said that she don't trust him. That she feared that he's gonna kill her daughter, killing Tamar. Now she said that she fearful that the impending divorce between Tamar and Vince could get deadly, and desperately wants him to stay away from her. This is news we told y'all years and years ago. People that
she wants him to keep his hands to himself and off our daughter.
Yeah.
Now that would have been all well and good. But bitch, did you feel this way when they was paying your medical bills and your insurance and paying for your insulin and your diabetic testing strips and paying for your house in Atlanta? Like, okay, so when did you have a problem with? Did you have a problem with it back then?
Unless you just find out about it, she when was biting her finger like a chicken tender at the hotel in Atlanta. Because again, people
just found out about it. She lived with them for almost 2 years.
Yeah, and we've seen it on the show. People, like I told y'all, for the past few weeks, for whatever reason, I've been watching old episodes of Braxton Family Values on Hulu. And even for season 1, their little fights and stuff, she calls him Ike Turner. These things you just don't say about your husband, even though he's your manager, like that. You want to use Ike Turner. I mean, Ike Turner beat the shit out of Anime. I mean, you just don't call your significant other Ike Turner. That's just not a good thing. You know, being the shadow is not love. And then, again, Tamar, we hear all these stories, Tony had to call the police, even on the show where one scene he was like, close the door, don't let the cameras in here. Like, we've seen all these, stuff happen before. So the domestic abuse doesn't surprise me one bit. But the fact that Evelyn's out here saying it now is kind of like, okay, it might be all the way true. If she's that convinced and that hurt, that maybe she might lose her daughter behind this. Because, it reminds me of that story we talked about with the 9-year-old and the 359-pound cousin. Now, this could have been Tamar. Vince fat ass, when he was fat, could have been sat on Tamar. Maybe he did sit on Tamar a few times too many and maybe try to crush her spirit, literally, and crush her soul and, take her out of here. That might have happened where, body slammed her, sat on top of her and then get up. It takes a fat person a little while to get up off the body. So maybe.
I mean, neither one of us knows what happened, or not, any of us knows what happened for that matter, because, we don't live with them. We're not in their home. But my thing is this, do you think he will really risk his career, even though he owe about $20 million to the IRS and all these other places? Shout out Warren Campbell.
Yes.
Do you think he would really risk his career, and do things like this?
It's no telling, because at the same time, people hide stuff, especially in Black communities, like, with white people, we hear stories like, okay, they did this and that. But in the Black community, like, we take that stuff, even in Hollywood, they take that, like, to the, where no information goes outside the home. Everything's kept swept under the rug at home.
And just like myself and Amber, we were talking about this last night. I don't know what to say. I hate to say that I don't believe that these things didn't go on, because obviously look at that whole biting of the finger situation. But somebody, Tamar Braxton, really, as much mouth as your ass got, as quick as you can pop off, you let this fat fuck beat on you and hit you and knock you upside the goddamn head, and you didn't do nothing about it. All them sisters you got, and that brother, and that daddy.
Exactly, and all those nephews. And you remember Tamar even said too that, once upon a time she was in an abusive relationship before Vince. So it's sad if she had to repeat the cycle of her own self, but at the same time, it's like, Tamar, you got a whole gang of people that could beat the shit out of this guy, especially this fat guy. They take a little while to move. So you could have had ample time to beat the hell out of him or something.
Yeah, I don't understand it. And I probably should not be saying this on this show. My aunt, my mom's sister, who has passed away now, But my uncle used to get physical with her, and he did that bullshit one too many times. And we were at I wasn't there. I was a kid, but I remember my mom and them talking about it. They were at a family function, and they fucked his shit up. They broke every ashtray in my cousin's house going across his fucking head. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't get it. We don't get down like that. Not in this family. You can't tell me that, you know.
Exactly. So again, you know, we weren't there. We don't know what happened. But then also, they're saying that Vince wants to work it out, and that he wants the whole divorce to be called.
And see, that's what's making me think this is a fucking stunt. Because then I read somewhere and I heard today that she talking about, I don't know, I read two things. She's talking about possibly going to counseling. Now, the story that was out on Friday and over the weekend stated that she was telling people not ever in this lifetime will she go back. She does not want to reconcile. She wants to move forward with her divorce. But then I heard today on the blogs that she's talking about marriage counseling. So, bitch, again, I hope this ain't for no stunts and no motherfucking shows for no goddamn rating.
Exactly. So, I mean, because y'all have a 4-year-old son in the midst right now. So, it's, you know, it's not that worth it. If it's a relationship that's really like that, to where you don't feel like you want to be in it, and you're not that, you know, not that safe with it and everything like that, you might as well just, you know, leave Tamar, you know, if it's like that, like you're saying. But again, we'll see it all come out to play on the new season of Tamar and Vince, which premieres on Thursday night on WeTV. Now, WeTV, now that's all going to great, but what the hell is, what's the name of that damn show? Damn. What's the black food show in New York?
Black food?
Damn, with Laurence and all of them in the restaurant. Hustle and Soul.
Hustle and Soul.
Hustle and Soul, yeah. So we need Hustle and Soul back in, fucking up in the ATL. Those are the two essential shows we need back on television at this present time. So, you know, come on, WeTV. Like, that's all doing great, but we want to see some Hustle and Soul and some fucking up in the ATL, which is cutting up in the ATL, everybody. But, you know, I had to get my remix to the show since they want to fuck shit up all the time with the hair salons. So, again, we shall see what happens with that whole situation. Now, another couple who, you know, we talked about this a little earlier, but Monique didn't even know they were married, and I just found they were married probably, I saw them together, but I didn't know they were married. And shout out to Patty LaHelle, who's actually from VA as well, but y'all know her as, you know, Miss, you know, Got to Be Real and everything like that.
Oh, well, part of VA. I didn't know she was part of VA.
So, you know, she stands them. So pretty much what happened was that they, Laurence Fishburne and Gina Torres. Now, Gina Torres, she's like a, you know, Laurence Fishburne, now he was Ike Turner too. Remember, he was Ike Turner in the movie, and he was Joe Jackson, so he knows a little thing about abuse in the movies, but I don't think he did this in real life in his relationship except to his mother, which one of my favorite stories of all time on this show. People remember when we told about that story with his mom?
Well, she said she can't get no tickets.
She can't go to a Broadway play. He don't want to pay for her medicine and all of that. I say, you know, that's a, y'all got to go back and listen to that story, everybody, when we talk about FNL. That's a real classic story here on the show. One of my favorite stories of all time on FNL. But Laurence Fishburne, who's currently on Blackish and one of the executive producers on the show as well, has decided to legally end his marriage to Gina Torres just months after they formally announced their separation. So they split about a year ago, but then just they didn't pull a plug on the marriage until just now. Gina, they say, was seeing somebody a few months ago where she was seeing kissing somebody.
This is like a white guy.
Yeah. So they announced when it split in September, Gina said, "With heavy hearts, Laurence and I quietly separated and began to the dissolution of our marriage in the early fall of last year. There are no bad guys here, only a love story with a different ending than either one of us had expected." So, you know, they have 1 year, one daughter, a 10-year-old named Delilah. So, I mean,
I did not know they were married.
Yeah, so I mean, that's good and great and everything, but you know, I guess they'll find love somewhere else. You know, Laurence Fishburne, you know, is out here still making that ABC checks and stuff like that. So, He'll find somebody. Gina Troy is supposed to be doing the spinoff of Suits. She has a character that she plays on the show Suits on USA, where he's supposed to give her a spinoff show. So, you know, she'll be making some coin too as a single person. All right, track, is that y'all? Is that enough for Norfolk Southern? Anywho, people. And then also too, another relationship that's in more relationship news. So The Weeknd and Selena Gomez have split after 10 months of dating. Now, the way y'all were telling this story in the headlines, people, y'all make it sound they were married for like 10 months, but they just were dating, people. We need the whole fact of the months and everything like that. But they're saying that she is now dating her ex, Justin Bieber. So y'all know Justin Bieber's on this whole wellness check right now, too, people. You know, he was going a little mental crazy, too, hanging with Chris Brown a little too much. And remember, he's right now, you know, going to church on Sundays and stuff and getting the, you know, the word from the Lord and everything like that. And he's a changed man and whatnot. So Selena Gomez, we talked about her kidney transplant on the show a few weeks ago. Well, her and Justin seem to be having these little Sunday meetings and stuff and going out.
Yeah, they said that he pretty much reached out to her after he learned. Well, first of all, let's back up a tad bit. They said that The Weeknd pretty much broke up with her over the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they stated that he pretty much called her and told her that the relationship lost its passion. And so he was not comfortable being in a relationship, and he didn't think it was fair to him or her to be in a relationship that had no passion.
Yeah, I mean, well, she's, you know, in a way, she seemed like a little girl too. So, you know, it's kind of like, I guess, you know, that was to happen.
Like Ariana Grande.
Yeah, you know that
they're always gonna be little kids to me. But so yeah, it looks like from what I read, Justin Bieber reached out to her right after she you know, disclosed that she had the kidney transplant. And so like you said, they've been hanging out, they've been kicking, they've been going to Sunday service, Wednesday night Bible study, Sunday evening prayer service. Also, you know, just kind of been going, you know, to some other little places, riding their bikes in the park, things like that. Reggie? Okay. And we was having some technical difficulties. I see your eyes closing and rolling back. I didn't know if he was pulling the window.
No, I was trying to do something else up here real quick. But it's not be working. So let me see if I bring my light back up here real quick. Wait, where am I? Am I back? Am I back? Okay, I'm back, people. All right. So yeah, I'll be away for a second again, people. But yeah, so the whole situation with I'm trying to see this. We're doing live for everybody. I'm trying to see if this thing will work here on Twitter. Trying to get y'all inputs on some stuff real fast. Let's see if this works out. Is this working? All right, y'all. So this is not quite working. So I'm back here. Let me pull up my screen again. All right. So, anyways, moving back now. So, one of the stories that's out here right now, everybody. So y'all know, I don't think we touched too much on this, just a little teeny bit the week before last. But the whole Harvey Weinstein situation, you know, now the Kevin Spacey situation where he was being an R. Kelly perv back in the day to a 14-year-old boy, which is a fellow actor in his hotel or his apartment in New York City back in the day. Then also you had who else they had? Brett Ratner, who is, you know, a legendary, you know, music video director, and now he's a movie director. He did, you know, Rush Hour and whatnot. And now they're saying that he is, you know, part of the mix right now, where he's, you know, being accused of sexually harassing, you know, celebrities and other, you know, female actresses as well. So it comes to the question too that I have here. So, you know, in the Hollywood world, you know, they're, you know, taking a stance against all of this. You know, they're, you know, protesting, people are getting fired. You know, Kevin Spacey's on House of Cards on Netflix. They pretty much fired him from the show and ended the series. after season 6 next year. Harvey Weinstein, cut out of his company and stuff like that. But it brings the question too. So the way, you see these are white, people of power and everything like that. But in the Black community, do we really hold the same standard to like a R. Kelly or Bill Cosby? So like, with the Bill Cosby situation, when he was out here pill popping and whatnot, giving girls special shots and everything, all 60 of these women, we kind of cut them off because we're like, okay, that's not the Cliff, Huxtable that we knew. That's not the Heathcliff Huxtable that we grew up knowing and everything like that. The Bill Cosby, the fat Herbert, hey, that we don't know that motherfucker. So we've seen where they, where we kind of like, bypassed the Cosby Show. The DVDs were sold for like $2 at Target and stuff like that. But then TV One brought the show back and bounced TV. So it's kind of like we're giving an excuse to his actions. And then also R. Kelly. R. Kelly's still free to roam the world with these, and blatantly throwing it in our face that he got a sex slave, these 19-year-old and 16-year-old and 15-year-old girls and stuff like that, marrying the whole, Aaliyah at 15 years old, making her change her age to 18. But we still kind of excused it, because we want to step in the name of love, or, when Ignition come on, it's a bop. So we gotta, so we, it's kind of like, well, damn, it's a good ass song, but should we protest in that same vein too as everyone else is doing? Because some of our Black, celebrities who are in these type of situations where sexual harassment or rape allegations or things of that nature. So what's your thoughts on that, Monique?
Well, let me put my reading glasses back on, dear. Well, I definitely think that, yeah, they should be held accountable and to that same standard. Now, let me say this, with old Dr. Heathcliff, we kind of got 1 or 2 pieces of the trial, and then the whole thing went away.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's all we got. I know he is getting all of his motherfucking life, because now the attention is drawn away from him, and on Harvey Weinstein and Kevin Spacey, who also and I don't know if we talked if you mentioned this, but he also came out as stating that he is now living his life as a gay man. So again, I do think that Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, our people, you should be held to the same standards and have the same accountability for your actions. You sexually assaulting a woman, a child, it's wrong on so many different levels. And pretty much what Kevin Spacey did, that was sexual assault. What Harvey Weinstein did, sexual assault. What old Bill with the pill did, sexual assault. Mm-hmm. And R. Kelly, there you go. So, sexual assault in all counts. So, again, I don't think that they should get a pass. They shouldn't get any type of leeway. So,
yeah, exactly. And I'm going to ask you, I was trying to pose this question on Twitter and Facebook tonight, but I'll do that actually tomorrow. And then we'll, on the next show, we'll have y'all discussion about it as well. Because definitely,
that's Reggie that you're going to get.
Huh?
How can I see these answers and these results?
We're kind of going to put it on Twitter. So when we put it on Twitter, I'm going to have the poll on Twitter, and we'll, have their little, they vote and whatnot up there. So we'll have that up there on Twitter, and we'll see what our response is, because it's very interesting. It's something that dawned on me, the other day. Cause I was like, we talk about a lot of everybody on the show, but you really don't hear about y'all protesting R. Kelly concerts, because y'all still going up to R. Kelly concerts, waving your panties in the air and stuff like that, knowing that this man only like, panties from Babies R Us. So, again,
trading pants,
some pull-ups, so some huggies. So
we'll go to my room of fun too.
Oh goodness. So moving on real quick, people. So another in music news. So Remy Ma is dropping a new single. So congratulations to Clap Clap Robert to Remy, who just signed the multi-million-dollar deal with Columbia Records reportedly. So with her first order of business, she's dropping a new single on this week called "Wake Me Up" featuring Lil KIm, and everyone's already saying that it's a Lil Nicki Minaj diss. And
how we don't want.
yeah, so I've asked you all the questions. Are we here for it? And you know what? It reminds me. Now I'm watching, Love and Hip Hop New York, which for me is on. It reminds me. I'm trying to think of what character it reminds me of, where they're always going back and forth. And it's kind of like, look, just give it up. It reminds me of like Bianca. Like Bianca always, fighting with somebody. It's just like, girl, like what you heard about? Like Remy, I love Remy and everything like that. But it's like, Remy, you did
That's
shit.
what you so heard about.
Yeah, it's like like
Why you all the goddamn time?
yes. So you're doing the chicken noodle soup. Bianca, you hurt all these years later. Like, what's wrong, baby girl? Like, what's really the internal issue? So I'm waiting for her to get her breakthrough on the show too. If it got to be with Ayala, cause won't be no good for I'm on the Scott. But somebody got to give her a breakthrough, because this girl going through something to always start these fights and throwing heels in people's faces and stuff in the clubs. And we condone her behavior, but it's funny. But it felt like we're being setting a bad example to this child because we're condoning her behavior. But anyways, Remy, like, you did Sheether and you killed that. Then you try to come out with the other one and it just wasn't there. It was getting some little stuff, but it wasn't there. Yeah, it wasn't a Sheether. So you should.
Yeah, I'm just like, I mean, do we really have to be put through this bullshit again? And Lil Kim, girl, your baby probably about what, 5, 6 years old. So don't you supposed to be at the school passing out Jello and pudding pops and passing out a few Capri Suns and reading to the class? You ain't got shit to do. Yeah. Really, I'm too old for this fucking bullshit. Like you said, Sheether was cool. It was, something for the time. But don't nobody want to keep hearing no fucking diss record. Leave this little girl alone.
Exactly. Like, Remy, you got your BET award now. Just as part of our awards in the Black community, but I mean, it's a BET award. It's not that. It's not a Grammy. It's nothing to write home about. It's a BET award for best hip hop, female hip hop. I mean,
even with Remy Ma, bitch, you've been in prison. I would think you would be down to the prison that they're doing the prison ministry on Wednesday night. You got time to be doing this bullshit.
Exactly. So I mean, again, it's the Wake Me Up record. They say it's going to be this. I'll listen to it, but at the same time, it's like,
no, ma'am. Just girl.
Just like Lil Kim, you had 10 years and you're still going through this with Nicki. It's kind of like that being a horse of the, being the dead horse.
Yeah. I mean, and you too, Lil Kim. Y'all both of y'all been to prison. I mean, shit, go be a mentor.
Exactly, mentor at the Boys and Girls Club or something. Make sure these other girls don't be in the jail cell, and make sure that if you're going to hang with some friends, if they steal money from your purse, don't shoot them in the stomach. Or you
was gonna say that shit. I mean, come on, go. I mean, really, is this necessary?
Exactly. So
I mean, you just got married, girl. Go fuck Pat Poose, because if you want, somebody else will. Hell, I may do that, and I'm married. This Pat Poose, I was looking at him tonight, rapping and shit. Oh yes.
And he need a whole baby too, so I mean.
Yeah, hey. And even though I'm premenopausal, I can do some things, make some things work out in my favor, okay?
Happen for Janet, happen for anybody. So so again, Wake Me Up, we'll when it comes out later this week, we'll talk about it on the next show and see how it happened, what happens, how it sounded, whatnot. Real quick too, Mariah Carey has fired her manager, Stella, the Russian girl.
Because I can't pronounce that last name. They stated pretty much that they have decided that, they are better, apart and not under this management, client type situation type deal. They're still going to, I guess, be partners in certain business ventures, but you guys know Stella was, behind that god awful Christmas Eve performance and that bullshit. And then also she was also behind Mariah Carey, this whole reality TV show that she had. That was earlier in the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it last year?
Yep.
Either way, that shit was born too. So this probably was the best thing now. Stella, I don't know if you can do this, but if somebody could link her with a good vocal coach,
yeah,
and maybe Andrea Kelly could get in and help her with these dance moves, then maybe, girl, we'll be ready to receive you again and claim you again. But girl, if not, little you know, Monroe, Moroccan. I'm pretty sure they need somebody down to the classroom to pass out the juice boxes, to be the den mother down to their school as well. You baby, you better off doing that.
Yes. So and again with Mariah, like, you know, I talk about this too, like Stella, you know, I didn't feel like she really had Mariah's best interests at heart because of the fact that, you know, you got Mariah out here doing, you know, stuff that's not right for like a legendary status. Like for Mariah Carey, Mariah shouldn't be doing a reality show, shouldn't be doing all these concerts, knowing that her voice is not in the best tech like it used to be. It's kind of like, you know, what's going on with this? So again, you know,
Maybe Stella just thought that she was just trying to secure the bag by any means necessary.
I mean,
That won't it, honey. Child.
No, but you can't secure every bag pretty much.
Yeah, witness to that. But I'll digress.
Well, anyways, so moving on to someone else who we got to talk about real quick. So to jail you go, sir. So Meek Mill, who we haven't talked about quite a bit on the show. I didn't know he was still in trouble or not. You know, I don't keep my ear to the Philly streets like that because, you know, he's always in some shit. And I just thought he was doing good. Well, I guess not, people. So Meek Mill has he was in court in Philly today. And I reported it in the news because I was going to say that he was, you know, could face up to 20 months in prison and whatnot for violations of his parole. Well, a judge has sentenced him to 2 to 4 years in prison in Pennsylvania for violating his probation. So the 30-year-old rapper, whose real name is Robert Williams, appeared before Judge Janice Brinkley in Philadelphia around 1:30 p.m. today on allegations that he violated his probation. So it's pretty much from a 2008 conviction where he was convicted of gun and distribution charges. There were positive tests for narcotics numerous times, according to evidence from probation officers. All have been ruled as probation violations. The judge sentenced him to 2 to 4 years in state prison. He was immediately taken into custody. They said the sentence came as a surprise after prosecutors recommended Mill not be in prison for the probation violations, noting that he's been off drugs since January and has complied with most requirements of probation. But they say he's been trying to, the judge is saying he's been trying to help Meek Mill for about a decade and that he just does whatever he wants to do. And according to Meek Mill's attorney, Brian McNagel, they will appeal the sentencing, claiming the judge's decision was excessive. So y'all know we've been talking about Meek Mill before with his prison sentences and everything like that. Remember, he tried to get Nicki Minaj live on him, lie on his behalf, like what, last year or the year before. So
I hadn't heard this story. What did he want to lie about?
We talked about it on the show before, where she was like wanting to stick up for him that he was taking his drug test, but he really wasn't, and stuff like that. Or that he was off drugs and that he was going to his probation meetings and his AA meetings, or whatever he's supposed to be doing. Okay. So, I mean, Meek, you always get in trouble, and it's nothing new. So sad to say, but you gotta be an example some way, somehow. And you have a child as well, and you gotta, you know, if you do the dirt, you gotta do the time, and you know, it just gotta come out that way. So, I mean, we'll see if the judge, you know, if they get his, you know, attorneys to appeal the decision and everything like that. But I don't think they're gonna do it because you've been in trouble too many times. Yes, granted, you've gone to jail before already for some of these things, but it's kind of like, sir, you've done this multiple times already, so it's kind of like just they're not looking out for you anymore. So, we shall see what happens with that, and hey, it is what it is, I suppose. So, moving on real quick, everybody, to some more TV and movie news. So, y'all know we talk about TV shows and stuff up here on the show. So the cast of Lion King has been revealed, everybody. So Donald Glover, there was speculation about it, but it's official now. So Donald Glover will be playing Simba in the Lion King live action movie, and Beyonce will be playing Nala in the movie. Now, still trying to figure out how that's going to work out because, you know, Beyonce got that, you know, Houston accent. She doesn't really talk much nowadays anymore. So, you know, I'll be interested to hear how that would sound. But
I hope. I don't know. I think this is just going to overshadow the whole production, you know, as a whole and the whole thing. Now, is this something that's coming to Broadway or is this something that's going to be casted on TV?
No, it's going to be in the theaters. So we're going to see this in the movie theaters in July 2019. And also they said that it's unclear should be recreating or creating any original music or executive producing the soundtrack. That's also the rumor. But also you're going to have in the movie as well, James Earl Jones will be playing Mufasa, who he was Mufasa in the animated movie. So for all our old heads who know the animated movie from back in '93, you know, James Earl Jones is still around to be in the movie.
Well, that's a blessing.
Yes, Alfred Woodard would be playing Sarabi. Chiwetel, I can't even pronounce his name, but he's an actor. His name is like Chiwetel.
Who's going to be playing the mom again?
Alfred Woodard.
Why they didn't get Sherry Shepherd? She played the mom in the animated movie.
Yeah, and then and they don't have any.
I don't blame with shit. That's just one way, honey, for our old Lamar Sally to get to the bag, bitch.
Exactly. And,
I don't blame you.
Yes, and Seth Rogen will be playing Pumbaa. Now they don't have any roles for the hyenas yet, but y'all know Whitney Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg was the original one of the hyenas in the animated movie. So it would be cool if she comes back. I mean, she already works at ABC and Disney doing The View. So,
and I myself, now I was in a production as well of The Lion King when I was in high school. I don't remember what character I played. It was a long time ago. I didn't have a huge part, but I was part of the production. And ours was more so because I used to take a little dance, honey. Even though I told you guys I could not dance earlier. So as you can see, that's why
you got your Screen Actor Guild card, okay.
So you know, so we'll see.
And the Migos are trying to petition their role to be the hyenas. So they're saying they're looking for hyenas. Migos will play the hyenas.
Oh wow.
Nah, we don't need y'all to play no damn hyenas. But anywho.
Well, I mean,
I guess you gotta pay off that ring. So the movie
I'll say.
So the movie will be hitting theaters July 2019, everybody. So
no, this is not going to be animated.
That's the thing. They said it's going to be live action. So I'm trying to figure out how it's going to be live action.
It's going to be more so like the Jungle Book. The Jungle Book was live action. So the Jungle Book was actually really, really good.
It was. I was skeptical about that too, because we used to, the Bare Necessities animated movie back in the day. Yes.
Oh yeah, but it was actually really, really, really good. When my mom comes here, Jada always they watch that together.
Yeah. I keep thinking that damn Got to Be Real. I think when Aretha Franklin, hey Aretha said Queen Matata, bitch. So so we'll keep y'all updated on the productions of that movie. Now Steve Harvey, y'all know. He had his new talk show. I haven't even watched his talk show like that when he rebranded his new talk show. So apparently it's not doing so well. So he's, blaming the whole Trump situation on his ratings now. Shout out to you, Chrisette, Michele, and Erica, not Erica, but Tina Campbell. So he launched his daytime talk show when his previous program was set to be canceled because the host refused to sign his contract because he wasn't getting a raise and couldn't move his show to Los Angeles. So his talent agency decided to launch a new show simply retitled Steve for the comic based in Hollywood in an effort to keep the show going. The retooled show premiered on September 5th, and after a few months of preparation, and both ratings and the reviews of the program have been less than stellar. Sources to the production say that they believe the poor numbers reflect the fallout from Harvey's black audience after he met with Trump in January. So now he's turning on the president in a desperate bid to save his show. Recent proclaiming on his radio show, meeting with Donald Trump was the worst mistake of my life. A source close to the production says that people just hate the show. He wanted it to be a late night feel for the show, but he's on a big stage with a desk and a lot of open space, and nothing about the show is engaging or warm. People just aren't into it at all. So, again, I haven't seen the show, and then they say because the show is being taped in Los Angeles as opposed to Chicago where it was before, that it's a bigger risk now. So even if they, spend all this money on the Los Angeles production scale, that they could cancel the show at any moment because they're not getting their money back. So, I mean, sure, I know you cheated on, your wife before and got with Marguerite, but you should listen to Marguerite.
Her name is Marjorie, not Marguerite.
Marjorie, Margarita, Dollarita, whatever her name is.
Yeah, what?
He was a side chick that won, I suppose. But at the same damn time, Steve, you should listen to her when she told you don't go to the meeting.
They say side chicks is winning nowadays, bitch.
Yeah.
Side chicks becoming the main bitch.
Well, you should have listened, Steve, because she told you don't go to that meeting. Don't get up and dressed up in your Steve Harvey collection suits with your Tony buttons down, and you went to that Trump meeting anyways. And look what you got now. You in the Chrisette situation, and the Tina Campbell situation where she got to cancel her tour. So now your show might be canceled. But I guess Steve, and what happened to Showtime at the Apollo? Remember they supposed to be bringing Showtime at the Apollo back. I haven't heard much from that since they.
Well, they did 1 and 2 around this time last year.
Yeah, then it was supposed to be every Saturday.
Yeah, we don't want that back.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the Steve Harvey show when they were in Chicago, so let alone this one. But yeah, like you said, he has his huge desk. I guess he wants it more set up like a nighttime talk show, like Jimmy Kimmel, David Letterman type thing, Jay Leno, and that is not working, and it's not going to happen for him from what I read. So I don't know. And then they say even Family Feud, they say the ratings have dropped for that. And I only typically watch Family Feud when I go get my hair done. My hairstylist, shout out to Jasmine Honey Johnson. She normally has Family Feud on in the salon, so that's the only time I watch that. But I don't know. And I mean, even his show, even with J. Anthony Brown up there, is not as good. And honey, when you on some fuck shit, all good things must come to an end at some point.
Exactly. And even when I watch, Family Feud now, I'm a body languageist. Like I can, I pick up off of that, and it just seems like he's not into the show no more. Like sometimes he be like, you all tired and stuff. I know they shoot like 12 episodes in a day or whatever, but he seem like he's not into the show no more. But I mean, that's a motherfucking check. So you're gonna be into that show, cause Marguerite or Margarita gotta keep up with her finances and her expensive trips and stuff like that. She hang with all the Hollywood girls and stuff like that. So you gotta keep her up to date and everything. And I guess you just ain't cutting it no more. So I guess we'll not keep y'all updated on anything doing with Steve Harvey, but hey, it is what it is. So moving on to another story real quick, everybody. So if y'all all watched the VH1 series Daytime Divas when it premiered earlier this year, well, it will not be a season 2. So VH1 has canceled the series that was starring Vanessa Williams and Tashina Arnold, and it was kind of like a based on Star Jones' book, Satan Daytime or something. What the book is called?
Yes, Satan's
Sisters or something like that. But they it's kind of like a reveal of the view, like behind the scenes of what the daytime talk show goes through with the head boss and the other hosts and everything like that. Well, the show will not be coming back for another season on VH1. I wouldn't be surprised if BET Her picks it up, because BET Her picked up the series from VH1, like Hit the Floor and The Break. So those two shows will be coming on BET Her next year. So I mean,
well, yeah, and I watched it. Like the first 2-3 episodes of that show was actually pretty good. Yeah. And then as the season went on, it started going downhill. So
yeah,
I don't know.
So we'll hopefully they'll find a home, but
it's like I'm okay if it doesn't come back, and I'm okay if it does come back either way.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on to people. So college situation people. So a white college student by the name of Brianna Brochu, she's been arrested for terrorizing a black roommate from the University of Hartford in Connecticut, as she bragged to friends that she was able to finally get rid of her Jamaican Barbie roommate after a year of doing awful things to her, including rubbing used tampons on her backpack. So I saw the story on social media because a young girl who was a black roommate, what's her name?
Her name was
not Rihanna. What's her name? I had it up here too.
I can't think of her. Jesus, as much as I heard her name.
Yeah. All right, so it was Jazzy. Yeah, so the roommate name was Jazzy, and it's been a hashtag going around, hashtag for Jazzy. So the roommate, the former University of Hartford freshman Rihanna, made statements on Instagram that she tampered with her roommate's property and also posted photos of the property she tampered with. So in addition to causing damage to the backpack, she also licked her roommate's plate, fork, and spoon. After her roommate moved out, Brochu appeared to boast about the details of the horrifying bullying and the racist social media post. So she said, "Finally did it. Your girl got rid of her roommate," she allegedly wrote on the Instagram post. After 1.5 months of spitting in her coconut oil, putting moldy clam dip in her lotions, rubbing used tampons on her backpack, putting her toothbrush in places where the sun don't shine, and so much more, I can finally say goodbye, Jamaican Barbie. She also said she licked the utensils and admitted to smearing the tampons on the backpack, but told police anything else she bragged about on social media was a lie in an attempt to appear funny. Intent to harm her roommate, but the victim said in the Facebook video that she suffered severe throat pain in wake of her constant attacks. She was arrested on Saturday following an investigation and charged with criminal mischief and breach of peace. She is no longer a student at the University of Hartford, the school said on Wednesday. The school has said in a statement on Tuesday that her behavior was reprehensible and does not reflect the values of the institution. Let me also be clear that I am confident the university has taken all steps to pursue this matter seriously and will continue to do so, the President Gregory Woodward said, and that racism and hatred will not be tolerated on this campus. So Jazzy, she took to social media and shared a video of her story of everything that went down after she saw the post that the former roommate put up there.
Yeah, well, let me say this. First of all, there's some contradictions in that, because first of all, when Jazzy went to the school, they pretty much wanted her to sign this gag order. They wanted her to sign something stating that basically she would not discuss any of this. And, you know, of course, we as African Americans, honey, we're smart, we're intelligent, so you can't get over on us. So she knew that that was wrong. She knew that it wasn't right. So, you know, once she started going public with what happened, that's when the school decided to take a stand on this and, you know, have this young lady arrested. But here's the thing. She should have been charged not with criminal mischief. Her should have been in charge with attempted fucking murder. Yeah. Because had that girl died, yeah. This is Albert texting me. Talk about I was probably scarred. Oh, when I was said I didn't know who I was. You were probably scarred with your beat ass. Yeah, I mean, the bitch, she should have been charged with attempted murder because that shit was uncalled for. And had that girl passed away, you know, or something really, really life-threatening happened to her, you know, it just wouldn't have been a good thing. You take your fucking tampons and rubbed it all over her book bag. You'll use tampons.
Fishy ass blood.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Tampons, I don't use them, but I'll just assume when they come out your pussy, they're supposed to go straight to the goddamn trash can. That's what I would just assume.
Bitch. And then
you put your nasty ass fucking tampons all over her book bag. Yeah. You spit in her water and food
and her coconut oil. Now that's just the coconut oil ain't cheap.
And you know, black bitches, we don't pay for our fucking coconut oil. Y'all see these long, luxurious locks that hang all down in my booty and my ass? It's because of coconut oil, goddamn it. So you know, that is foolish. Your ass should have been charged with attempted murder because had she been black and the roles had been reversed, her ass would be behind bars right now. Exactly. Now I'm gonna tell you. You guys know I always have a story, and Amber can attest to this. I had a little situation when I was in Longwood, like Amber said, I was mean, and I had, and you guys know, and I probably should not be saying this, but you know, you guys know that Longwood is a predominantly white school, and it was a whole nother world when I got to that bitch. But you know, again, I had a situation. I had a white girl as a roommate. Her and I did not get along. and we had some situations, and let's just say I said some things to her that were not nice and taken as threats, and I had to go. And it's, you know, I'm older now, but you know, I had to go before the school's honor board. They wanted to kick me out of Longwood, just a whole lot of stuff. And so, you know, my mom and my uncle and my aunt fought tooth and nail for me to stay in there. They thought the punishment was too harsh or whatever. But again, I said it to say the roles were reversed, and this girl obviously was white, and her mom. And you know, they thought that I should not continue my education there, you know, because of a misunderstanding that we had. We didn't lay hands on each other, but you know, again, I said some things that probably was misconstrued as a threat. That's all I'm gonna say. But you know, again, they did everything in their power that they could to get me put out of there.
Yeah. So I mean,
you know.
It's crazy, but again, in college, that's why I tell a lot of people, you gotta make sure you watch out for people, you know, especially when you're in a roommate situation. You know, it doesn't feel too comfortable. You know, you gotta watch out for your roommates.
And this girl, Jazzy, said she didn't think that they were like besties, but she thought that they were at least able to tolerate each other, because she said that they shared a microwave. She gave the girl some of her food. You know, they would have conversations or whatever. You know what I mean? So again, you don't think, you know, because even the white girl that I shared the room with, that bitch, I always was listening to my motherfucking Miseducation of Lauryn Hill CD. You know what I mean?
Well, this sharing from your sister, line sister from sorority sister.
Straight down. So, you know, and again, so again, we say it all the time. Racism is very much alive and well. Like you said, we have to be aware of our surroundings at all times or whatever. Again, me personally, well, I can't say that. I don't know. Well, me personally, I don't, in Jazzy's situation, I don't know if I, you know, would have continued to stay there. I mean, because, you know, there is Drexel right down the street. You know, not too far away. Towns is not too far away. Howard, I'm just naming some HBCUs. Well, I would have felt a little bit more comfortable given that situation. But again, I stayed along with after the whole ordeal, and, you know, finished out my 4 years and got my degree. But you know, again, like you said, you just have to always be mindful. They don't want us, honey. They don't want us. You know, but again, we gonna keep on fighting a good fight, because that's what we do. Tyrese told y'all Martin Luther King, what he did for the what he did for the people.
So, no reason. Look. But pretty much, like we always tell you all too, you know, especially when you're in college situations, you know, there's supposed to be people there at school to help you as far as counseling and whatnot. So, you know, if you ever feel like you're in a roommate situation where it just don't feel comfortable, I know I was in the situation, and I was still a shy 17-year-old kid. So one of my best friends, Joey, I think we talked about this on the show before, but he went to Delaware State, and he came to my school, and the roommate that I had at the time, you know, was disrespecting my stuff, like taking my stuff and whatnot. And I'm like, nigga, you didn't pay for this, little boy. And he was I think he was white or Mexican. I don't know what he was.
Eating up your ramen noodles and drinking your Capri Suns?
Pretty much, you know, stuff that I paid for my hard-earned college money. So my friend put some salt in his powder, his protein powder, like a whole thing of salt in there, mixed it up, and he did some other stuff too, and wrote notes like, flush the toilet, clean up after your stuff, don't use my, pretty much speaking for me, telling this roommate, don't fuck with my shit, basically.
So that experience had you today to the point where you feel like, because you can take it from, you should take from me.
Moral of the story is, people, that if you know you don't feel comfortable with your roommate, be careful, because they sticking toothbrushes up your ass, and you brush your teeth. But that's why I always keep, even when I was in college and I had my own room to myself, finally, with a whole dorm to myself, I still would put my toothbrush in my bag with my stuff lock it up in my Foot Locker. Now I don't even know if they make Foot Lockers nowadays, because I don't know y'all little kids know about Foot Lockers, but a Foot Locker is a very simple thing.
Yes, a very. And my mama, I had a green one, and my mother was determined. And I remember I didn't want one. I got it my freshman year, and I did not want that thing to save my life. And but she made me get one, and I was glad, that I did. Like I said, it had a little lock and key on it. Yes. I would just, move it from up under my bed when I needed whatever. Mm-hmm. I kept like my extra sheets and pillowcases and stuff like that. Extra little snacks and stuff in it.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't think they make those anymore.
I don't know. Come with the Kmart the other day, I didn't see them. They used to be stacked with Foot Lockers, but Kmart going out of business, so I don't know if they would have them. But anyways, if y'all still like Foot Lockers, parents, invest in those for your kids and at college, because it's a very safe thing. It's a very real thing too. Also too, gotta give it condolences, and it's so sad news to a woman who was driving on the highway in Virginia in Fairfax County around 4:15 on I-66, where a 12-year-old boy jumped off an overpass and landed on top of this woman's car in a suicide attempt. And it struck the driver's side of Marissa Harris's Ford Escape, according to Virginia State Police. So Harris, a 20-year-old from Maryland, was pronounced dead at the scene after her boyfriend, who was in the passenger seat and remained uninjured, took control of the car and steered it to safety. So the boy is being treated for life-threatening injuries, and police said they are investigating the jump as a suicide attempt. And Harris's mother told WUSA that her daughter was studying to help children who are battling depression. She said that it was ironic that Harris died when the boy she could have helped allegedly tried to take his own life. So she told the station that Harris was graduated summa cum laude from Towson University and was studying at the graduate mental health counseling program at Marymount University.
Oh.
So definitely condolences and prayers to the family there for their loss. Now, they got like a couple of minutes, people, so we're going to just give a little quick rundown, people, because it's our Sunday night TV shows that returned, everybody. Real Housewives of Atlanta, Xscape Still Kicking It premiered as well, and Married to Medicine premiered as well. So season 10 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And first off, Bravo, why couldn't we get these, new girls, get the girls a new opening? We using the whole copy and paste method, and Nene's whole scene just looked, opening part just looked all out of place. They're all spaced out in the opening now, but New York, they get a new opening every season. I think OC got a new opening too. So,
Well, did they? I don't remember. I don't even remember them doing taglines last night. They went straight into.
And I think they got word of that too, because Bravo had, everyone fussing at them about, hey, why this opening is cheap. And I thought it was just me too. I was like,
they went straight to the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, they must gonna do the tagline before they go into the first commercial, and they never did.
Yeah. So maybe Bravo and Andy got caught wind of that. But again, last night premiere pretty much centered around what Candy's been up to with the OLG restaurant. Nene coming
badass grades and sanitation markers and shit. Yeah, because they should, like you said, they opened up with the OLG restaurant, and the line was out the door and around the corner. And Candy states she had a conversation with Todd, and she stated pretty much that she was having a hard time, which I struggle with this all the time, being able, to be pulled in so many different directions. And, she wants to be the best business person that she can be. She wants to be the best mom that she can be. So she's having some difficulty struggling with that. And then also trying to, get back in tune with Xscape in this whole reunion. Next, who did we see? We saw Cynthia, honey, down in Lake Bailey.
Yeah.
Cynthia, bitch, you turned 50, but about 6-7 months ago. How many times and how many birthdays and how many ways we gonna celebrate you turning 50? So basically, but Nene came on over. She pulled up, and they, popped a bottle, and they were talking about Kenya and this whole marriage and everybody finding out on the blogs. So, pretty much Cynthia stated, well, we're going to let you ask her all the questions you want to ask her because the bitch on her way here. So, Kenya came on through now. I'm going to tell you, I don't believe that 1 minute that Bravo did not know about this marriage. I believe this shit is for a storyline. Her, having this marriage and it was on social media, and that's how everybody found out. Because if she was truly trying to keep that marriage private, then why was it the first thing that we saw on TV, girl, last night?
Exactly.
So I'm not buying that whole thing. This is your motherfucking storyline, bitch. So, she stated that basically she did get married. She admitted to that. She stated that she basically went to New York. She went into her husband's restaurant. They started chit-chatting, and then they started to go out from there. His values aligned with her values. He knew that she was looking for a serious, committed relationship. He was looking for the same thing. Boom, bam. They got married. So when Nene asked, what her groom's name was, she said, we just gonna call him baby. Yeah. So, Nene couldn't understand why Cynthia was grinning and teeing and laughing so hard and congratulating her when she found out, just like everybody else, that the bitch got married on the blogs and they were supposed to be best friends.
The audience at the wedding, but you weren't invited though.
So, next we see, I believe it's Portia, and Portia is now doing a podcast with her sister Lauren and a cousin of hers. So, girl, I don't know what to say about you. But apparently after this podcast, we got a little bit of that. And so after the podcast, she tells Lauren and her cousin that that Phaedra texted her for her birthday. And so this how I know you stupid. And maybe what you need to do is stand in line for that Underground Railroad that you thought was really a true railroad that you actually buy a ticket for, and then climb on in a cart, and then it takes you to wherever you want to go. Maybe you get on that damn train and go straight to hell. But let me tell you something, girl. Now, all the shit that bitch did to you, do you think for 1 minute that first of all, you wouldn't even have no opportunity to send no goddamn text to me because your number would be blocked. Yeah, you would be blocked from texting me, calling me, sending me any type of messages on social media. I would have a restraining order against your ass. You wouldn't be able to come anywhere around me in my space and in my area. But she read the text message. It was just something simple like, hey, happy birthday, hope all is well with you. And so Lauren was like, even bitch, you are still communicating with her and talking to her and accepting messages and things like that. So, that was that. Nene and Sheree. Nene has a boutique, a fashion boutique. Mm-hmm. Her fashion boutique was better when she had hers. They get together, and it was an awkward scene because Sheree absolutely acted like she did not want to be there whatsoever. She looked like she was just tolerating her to secure the bag. And then as you guys can see, I stepped up my vocabulary, my street vocabulary, so I'm using words like secure the bag. Excuse me, Roger.
I was about to say shout out to Bianca, she was scaring me when trying to secure a bag from my life insurance, so
So they met up, they were chopping it up and talking about basically the issues. Well, basically Nene was doing a whole lot of gossip and being messy, and then they were throwing shade at each other back and forth. Nene noticed that Sheree had on a little chain to say love, and she was like, what man done gave you that, girl? And so Sheree was like, child, honey, Nene wouldn't be the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 100, 101 whatever person that I will ever tell my business to about my love life. So at any rate, somehow or another the drama between Nene And Portia comes up. Sheree is like, you know, you guys really need to talk about whatever this issue is. Nene seems to think that Portia does not like her anymore, has an issue with her from when they had the reunion show about 2 seasons ago, when Nene, advised her that you cannot put your hands on anybody else. She had already beat Kenya ass. She turned around and kicked Cynthia in the pussy, and then she turned around.
And the older sister in the alleyway.
Her ass in the fucking dark alley with a penguin costume on, bitch. So hell, you can't put your hands on anybody else. Portia, Nene thinks that Portia got offended by that and got upset with her about this. And Nene was like, I was just trying to give her some advice. So then we see Sheree is having a 50th, yet again, another 50th birthday celebration. And so and basically it's called 50 Shades of Cynthia. And so the goal and the idea and the theme is for all of the girls to dress like her and from some era. Mm-hmm. So we see Portia and Sheree, we see them go shopping for the party, and they're just kind of talking about the drama between Portia and Nene. Portia says that the issue that she has is that Nene tried to get her fired and kicked off the show. And she states that they even had something, some issue as recent as 3 weeks ago. Now, Portia is referring to when Nene was on Watch What Happens Live, when all that shit went down with her and Phaedra, and she states that Frick and Fry both need to be off the show, is what she stated. Yes. So then we get to the birthday party. And, Portia is there, Sheree is there, Candy is there, Nene is there, Kenya is there. So, once Portia gets there, she hugs Candy, and Candy was like, oh shit, what the fuck am I hugging this bitch for? Yeah. What is wrong with me? Yeah. So, pretty much, they have this contest. Candy wins the contest for the best, Cynthia, 50 Shades of Cynthia. So, pretty much, Sheree tries to get Nene and Portia to talk. At one point, they are trying to have a conversation, and Nene was like, well, look, you know what? I'm not going to be talking to you about shit that happened 3 weeks ago. The friendship stems well over 3 weeks. We didn't have a 3-week-old friendship. We're going to talk about everything. Portia is adamant that she does not want to talk about anything in the past. She wants to talk about why Nene is trying to keep her from securing the bag. Mm-hmm. So, at some point, in the scene, Portia, I guess Nene walks back over to Portia, and they try to talk again, and it just does not work out. And that's pretty much the end of the show right there. So I hope I summed it up for you bitches.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens next week, everybody. But we're gonna go ahead and give y'all the synopsis of the shows next week on next episode for like Married to Medicine and Xscape, Still Kicking It show. Which we'll have some questions about that next week. I gotta go into full detail about some of the questions, concerns I have with that show.
People Married to Medicine last night, so I didn't see y'all. Love it.
Yeah, so we'll catch y'all up that with next time.
I want to say this to you: take accountability, bitch. Take accountability. Mm-hmm.
Don't talk. Just saying. I mean, you saw it coming, but we'll let y'all know what happened with that, everybody. Real quick, y'all see, I do have this shirt on, people. So this is Art School by Doc Design, everybody. So, I'm out here designing shirts and stuff. And y'all should see Monique's face right now.
So you just a brand all in yourself and advertising and doing, huh?
Look, this is the name of Art School by Doc, people. It's going to be bigger than what it is with the t-shirts right now, people. I'm doing this. We do some some things with the community and whatnot soon that I want to start outreaching and whatnot. So this is part of the program with Art School by Doc. It's part of my, it's, it's my graphic design as well, people. You know, my graphic design business, but you know, as a young black male, I do want to be able to give back some knowledge to, you know, some of the young black men who don't have that art, you know, or just young people in general who don't have that art outlet, you know, for them, that creative outlet. So that's something I'm working on now for 2018. So, you know, Monique, if you'd like to be a part of that, being that you're in the social, you know, work world and whatnot, I could use your expertise when it comes to that, you know, soon.
Well, my fee is $500 an hour. I'm gonna tell you that now, because I'm trying to secure the bag. Okay.
It will secure your bag at the JCPenney liquidation sale.
But so, yes, I would love to be a part of that. So that sounds very cool.
Yes, and then also got to give a shout out again, my friend Garland, who came down for his the homecoming at ODU, then we hung out and everything. So he's part of this program called Feed the Streets RVA. So they had a thing at the ODU this weekend where they prepared meals for the less fortunate. I passed out hygiene essentials for those in need as well. And they're coming up on their holiday season as well, people. So every holiday season they do this angel tree, and they do let me see right now. So they're doing where they are based out of Richmond, VA, everybody, and they are. Richmond, Virginia has the second highest poverty rate with over 40,000 people. So this holiday season, they are hoping to uplift some families and give back to the community. So this Thanksgiving, they will be sponsoring the community feed where they will be distributing meals and hygiene essentials to those in need. They will also be sponsoring 5 families with the full Thanksgiving spread. In addition, they will be taking applications for their own angel tree and working to provide clothing and toys for those in need. So they have a GoFundMe page that I'll be tweeting out during this week as well, people, where they're trying to raise $2,500 to reach this goal of them passing out, you know, those things to those in need for the holiday season.
Now, what if I can't? Oh, now, you know, I'll just give my coins to anybody. So can we, you know, if I want to send a tube of Aqua Fresh toothpaste, can I do that?
You can, yes. So
you know these people no FNL management LLC. I don't trust this shit whatsoever. So I will send them a tube of Aqua Fresh toothpaste and a bar of Dow soap. Is that's okay to help out the cause.
Dow, I don't know why something so interesting about Dow. Dow used to be the shit for some reason. That orange bar of soap. Anywho, so yeah, so I'll give you information on that, you know, especially this holiday season. Remember, everybody, go out and vote today. It is Tuesday already here in the Virginia area. Even if you're outside the state, you know, and your state, local legislation, you know, state, you know, voting and everything like that, make sure you go out and vote, everybody. But specifically here in Virginia, everybody, make sure you vote tomorrow for the governor race and everything. And your local, whatever else is going on locally in your area, people, make sure you go out there and vote tomorrow or today. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this show, everybody. So I do thank you all again for rocking with us tonight, everybody. We had a good time. It was fun. We kept y'all entertained, kept y'all laughing. We asked some questions that maybe y'all weren't ready for, but we asked those questions anyways. But we do thank you all as always, people. So y'all have a good rest of your week, people, and don't bust people's heads with bottles.
Use your words. Use your motherfucking words, people.
Yes, everybody, and we will check y'all out next time here on FNL Radio, everybody, or FNL Live. So thank you. Y'all have a good rest of the night, everybody, and peace.
Good night, peace.